Hello, and welcome back to my booktube channel. My name is Morgan, and I've decided to start a new series of sorts on my channel where I give individual book recommendations. I've decided to do this instead of monthly wrap-ups because my reading is so sporadic. Some months I only read one book and it's for school, other months I read like 10 books and they're all quick fiction. So monthly wrap-ups as a concept doesn't really work for my channel, I don't think, but I do want to tell you about the books that I have read and give you recommendations of the ones that I've really enjoyed. So on books that I've rated 4 or 5 stars on Goodreads and that I really enjoyed and I want to recommend to other people, I'm going to give them individual book recommendations. I also hope that these videos will be useful to people who have already read these books. Maybe they'll jog your memory about the book, and I'm also going to make further recommendations of if you liked this book, then you might like this book at the end. So to kick it off, I am recommending the book Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. I'm not going to hold it up the whole time because it's shiny, because it's a library book, but you get the idea. There will be timestamps on this video, so if you just want to know a specific thing about the book, you can jump through. But let's start off with some stats. This book was published in 2016 by Blake Crouch. It is 342 pages long. It has a 4.1 stars on Goodreads out of over 300,000 ratings. I personally gave it a 4 stars, and it took me about 3 days to read. So I got through it in like 100 pages a day. It's a pretty quick read, it's pretty fast-paced. You probably won't want to put it down if you're enjoying it. Now for a synopsis. What is this book about? This book is about Jason Dessen, who is a college physics professor. He has a relatively happy, if sometimes boring, life. He has a son and a wife who loves him. The thing is, one of Jason's friends from his college days just won this prestigious award for his research in physics, and that's an award that Jason probably could have won if he didn't settle down and have a family. In fact, Jason was kind of smarter than that guy in college, so that really could have been his reality. He could have been making a bunch of money off of his research, he could have been winning a bunch of awards, and living a happy, fulfilling, productive life that way. Then, one night, Jason's entire life does change when he is pushed at gunpoint into an empty warehouse by a stranger. He is told to strip down all of his clothes and he's given a drug. He goes unconscious, and then his life is changed forever. Ultimately, this book asks, what if we made different choices in life? What if we could have been that other guy? Would we be as happy as we are now? This book made me very grateful for what I have, even if it came at the loss of what I could have had I chosen a different path for my life. On to the themes of this book. The themes that stood out to me are the happy, albeit imperfect family, regret in our life choices, and quantum physics, just as a concept, because that is the science that this science fiction is exploring. Personally, that's a big draw for me. I'm super fascinated about anything to do with quantum physics. Let's talk a bit about the writing style. This is not dense, jargony sci-fi. I would call this maybe even like soft or light sci-fi, because although Jason does go into descriptions about his scientific research, it's not the main focus of the story, and it focuses more on his feelings about that research than the research itself. Ultimately, it focuses on how the characters are deeply affected by this different scientific reality. Personally, my favorite quote from this book was, "When you write something, you focus your full attention on it. It's almost impossible to write one thing while thinking about another." And to me, that just identifies the importance of writing in our lives. Taking notes in a journal is a big plot device in this book and has a direct impact on Jason achieving his goals. And I find that that has parallels in my own life. Writing helps me achieve my goals, even when they're not writing goals themselves. If you liked Dark Matter, then I think you would probably like Foe by Ian Reid. This is also a sci-fi thriller that is extremely light in its explanation of the science. It's almost non-existent. Both books are relatively short. Foe is probably a lot shorter than Dark Matter though, but it's also a fast-paced thriller about a rather average couple who wonder what life would have been like if they had made different choices. Both books also, interestingly, resort to creativity in their use of grammar to express things about character voice. And there are a few other close similarities between these two books, but I cannot tell you what they are without giving you spoilers for both books. So I'll leave it there. You'll have to find out for yourself. So if you liked Foe or you like Dark Matter, you might like the other one. And that is all I have for you today. I hope my brief synopsis of Dark Matter gave you a little insight into whether you want to invest your time in this book or not. If you've already read this book, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear what you thought. And if you have any other soft sci-fi thriller recommendations, I think I really like that genre, so let me know in the comments below, and I will talk to you in another video.